versus film.
Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to Man vs Film. This is going to be a movie review for Warcraft the Beginning. Directed by Duncan Jones, who admittedly is a Warcraft mega fan and who also directed the fantastic Moon and Source Code Comes Warcraft. This movie stars Travis Fimmel, Paula Patton, Ben Foster, Dominic Cooper, Tony Kebbell, Clancy Brown, Ruth Negga. The peaceful realm of Azeroth is invaded by orc warriors fleeing their dying planet and looking to take over this new world as their own. I'm not really a Warcraft fan. It's not something that I've ever played or ever took much notice of. I've just known about it. I've just never really experienced it as such. And going into this movie, it was a little daunting because I knew there was a lot of history behind this thing, a lot of stories to tell, and I wasn't sure where it was going to go to. And when the movie started, I was feeling overwhelmed almost instantaneously. It goes to places like Ironforge, Stormwind, it takes you to the Orc realm, it's got all these different characters that come at you in the first 15 minutes, different races and different people, and you're not sure who's going to be main players or not. And I almost felt as if it was going to get lost in this movie. But very quickly it settled down to the sort of main players of the film, and that's when I really started to enjoy it and lose the feeling of, oh, I need to track where everybody is, who everybody is, what race they are, what they can do, and just enjoyed the movie for what it was, an epic fantasy along the lines of Lord of the Rings. And that 15-minute period was actually quite good because it got out of the way really quickly the main places in this movie, the main characters in this movie and their intertwining relationships between each other. So it actually turned out to be an effective 15 minutes that just set up the rest of the movie and allowed it to be a story worth being told without being complicated with additional characters coming in later on. When I saw the trailers for this movie, it was sold to me about Durotan, the main orc, played by Toby Kebbell, who was struggling as a new father and trying to sort of raise his people and a threat for survival. But to my surprise, the humans were actually a much bigger element in this movie than I first expected them to be. And I think that could have been a failing on the movie's advertisement because it focused on this one aspect of the movie, and the movie is not just about one character, it's about a group of characters. And I think if it was sold more along those lines, it could have done better. Arguably, one of the main characters is Travis Fimmel, who is Anduin Lothar. And this is an actor I've never seen in anything before. He could do the action stuff and he could emote when it was required of him. It was just really charismatic and I really enjoyed this character. I liked spending time with him. I thought it was fantastic. He's given the job of trying to stop this orc army that's invading his world. Now Anduin engages the help of the guardian of this realm, who is played by Ben Foster, one of my favourite actors working today. And he's a kind of protector of these lands, a magician of sorts. And one of my favourite things about it was the way the magic was perceived within the movie. I haven't really seen anything like it before in movies. I thought it was unique, I thought it was fantastic. And from what bits I have seen in the games, from checking on YouTube, it's very realistic to that. And the magic actually took a toll on the user. You could see them physically exhausted after it. They can't run through battles constantly just throwing magic left, right and centre. It took their toll on them and you could see the Guardian drained at several moments in the movie by using such powerful magic. There was a cost to it. Garona, played by Paula Patton, is a kind of half orc, half whatever, but more akin to sort of humans than anything else. She gets captured early on in the movie and begins to work with the humans to really tell them about the orcs, a race they've never met before. And she gets quickly taken in by the humans and not really treated as a thing the way the orcs treated her. She's treated as a person, and she's one of the best characters in the movie because she's given the most complete story arc and she really carries it pretty well, with the exception of the prosthetic teeth that she has, which sometimes causes her to slur her words a little bit, but it's not too bad. Durotan, as I mentioned earlier on, played by Toby Kebbell, is not the leader of the orcs, but he is a clan leader within the vast orc army. And the orcs were pretty good in this movie, but you have that uncanny valley at the beginning where you know they're not real things, you know they're animated, but they look kind of lifelike within this CGI environment, and it takes a moment of adjustment just to go like, okay, I get the character's coming through, I'm going to go with that person now, and it's not just, I'm not going to follow that CGI thing. And his character is a sort of troubled clan leader as he's just become a father. He doesn't like the way the orcs are going about their business. They feel that the leader is bad for them and ultimately be the demise of this planet as well as the last one they were at. He has a kind of hard decision to make throughout the movie, and it was interesting to really, watch his character and actually understand his machinations as well. This epic story had a lot of characters, more than just the main ones, and there were some that I liked, there were some that I didn't like as much, but they were still a good addition to the cast. As for the storyline, I've seen some of these story elements before in other movies, but that's to be seen. Very rarely do you see something that's wholly unique. But I enjoyed this tale. I was taken in by the story. I wanted to see how the characters were going to get through this tale. I loved the lush landscapes that were painted by the CGI, and the CGI at times was absolutely astounding. And they've really did fantastic with their world building skills on this. It looks amazing, and that's undeniable. And just looking at this, you've got a feeling that there's so much more untapped land and realms to see that you don't see in this movie. And I kind of hope that there's going to be more, because I really want to see more within this land. I want to know more of the tales and more of the history of this Warcraft universe. I found it fascinating. I want to go back. I want to see more. But the CGI, like I said, was amazing. It created these characters that you didn't think you could empathise with, but you do, like the orcs. But there's other characters as well, other animals and beasts that looked amazing, and it was great to see them interact. There's a large bird, a hawk or something, that one of the main characters flies on, and when it starts decimating orcs near the end, you're like, whoa, that just looks amazing. It's brilliant. It's such a great visual. Overall, Warcraft was an unexpected treat with great characters and a great adventure. The CGI wowed me in almost every way. I can't wait to revisit this film on Blu-ray, because it's going to be great. If I can make it back to the cinema, I absolutely will. I can only hope to see more of this franchise. It literally does feel like only the beginning of this story, and I hope they get to continue with it. I can honestly say, as a Warcraft layman, I have no idea why the movie got such bad reviews. It is a good movie, and one that I want to see continued in more episodes. I'm going to give Warcraft 4 out of 5. I thought it was great. Some small twitches with it, but I can't wait to see it again. And I've been thinking about it since I saw it a few days ago. So that's my review on Warcraft. Let me know in the box below your thoughts on the movie, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film. So thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you notice on screen, there is 2 more videos that you can click and watch at your leisure. There is also a large subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I will forever be in your debt. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next